Hello and welcome to Psychology Live. I'm Dr. Gail Majcher, and with me is Mary DiPaolo, limited licensed psychologist. And thank you so much for joining us. We have been doing a series now on why good people are in bad relationships. So we're going to continue that today. We got a couple of questions that we want to answer. Maybe just one, depends how far we get. But thank you for sending in questions. We really appreciate it. And you can do it right there on, what are we on YouTube. Or you can go to one of our websites. But we love hearing from you, and it lets us know that what we're doing is worthwhile, because our goal is to help you and to take all this knowledge that we've gained by being in psychology, probably a total of 50 years between the two of us, and we want to help you. So please contact us, and thank you for the questions.
Right. And this particular question we got before we taped our last two shows, which was the inspiration to tape those last two shows. So now we're going to give you the actual question that we received. I've been married for 15 years, no kids. I feel like what started out great ended up with me being responsible for everything and walking on eggshells all at the same time. How did I get here, and should I even bother to get help?
I'm more than happy to start talking about that, because I've seen this so many times. First of all, should you get help? Of course you should get help. Why not? Relationships are hard. Why try to do it alone when you feel stuck in whatever the scenario is? We're so fortunate now that there are so many good psychologists, good therapists out there. Years ago, there were not many of us. Now there are so many, so by all means, yes, get help. Now, in a scenario like that, where one person ends up taking the bulk of the responsibility and then resenting it, many times they're the ones who have set it up, but they blame the other person. I'll just give you an example, because I'm thinking about somebody that I've been working with recently. She's the one who does all the cooking, the cleaning. They do have children, taking care of the children, doing all of these things. He works, yes, and he provides very well, but she is doing probably 80% of the work, and she's mad and she resents it. So they come in, we're talking about it, and he said, I've never asked you to do all that. And so we discussed things that he could take on and make it more of a 50-50 deal with the responsibility. He was perfectly okay with that. And so it's interesting. So we started implementing it. At first, she really wouldn't let go of a lot of things. He would do something, she'd go redo it. Or she would do it before he would do it. So subconsciously, she was keeping herself in that same scenario that she didn't like, but she was used to. And that's what we do. Our behaviors are habitual, and so when we try to change them, many times subconsciously, we push ourselves right back. But we stayed on that topic and we didn't leave it. So he did take over, at least half of the responsibility around the house. The whole relationship has changed. He doesn't mind at all. If anything, he feels like he's more engaged in the family, so he likes taking on some of it, getting kids up in the morning, doing different things, having special time with the kids that he didn't have it before. And she can sleep in. She feels so much better about life. Her whole countenance has changed. It's like she's become a much more relaxed person, and she's no longer angry with him.
Right.
So
now, Dr. Gail always gets these clients where, the men are, pretty decent, willing to help. I get the ones where it's like, I ain't doing that. Forget it. It's my way or the highway, sister. And, my whole thing is, if it walked, quacked, behaved like a duck since day one, guess what? It's a duck, and you ain't going to change it into a horse. And the other point I would make, using the animals analogy, is if that horse is dead, by all means, get off, okay? Because
have you been to a barn lately?
I've been to barn. Plus, I'm going to take up horseback riding this summer, so I'm all about the horses.
I'm going to join you.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah.
Along with our zip lining.
That's right, and our zip
Oh,
lining
whatever.
and our adventure park at the Jewish Community Center. They have the bomb over there. Which, by the way, find fun things to do this summer. Do something that you haven't done. Get you out of your own head. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. And sometimes just getting away from your life, even for a day, helps you to think more clearly about your life.
A daycation.
A daycation.
Where you go and you laugh.
Right.
Laughter, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine. That's what the Bible
That's
says. Right. It's so true. Laughter is so healthy for us. Okay, but getting back to your animals that you see.
So my animals, nay. Shout out to my friend D, Horsey. Anyway, that's a private joke. A lot of people, male or female, they're not going to do what they're not going to do, okay? They deflect responsibility as just a normal way of behaving generally in any relationship. So if you're that partner that is going to, oh, no, it's okay, I'll do it, I'll handle it at first, but then over time it becomes a pain in your backside because you are doing the majority of the work all the time and now you're resentful or bitter about it, well, you know, what traits do you possess really, like Dr. Gail was alluding to, that, you know, created this poop show in the first place? Oh, do you have to be a good codependent giver? Oh, do you have to be a fixer, saver, rescuer? Oh, do you have to encourage them to change the way you want them to change because your love is going to change them? Are you kidding me? If they're the way they are, you're not going to change them.
But that being said, get into therapy and many times change can take place. Like I said before, so much of our behavior is habitual and it's subconscious. So one of the key things we do in therapy is bring our behaviors up to the conscious level so that people can see what they're doing, what they're choosing to do, not do. And with some of these people, where it looks like they will never change, they are not consciously aware of what they're doing. They're just behaving because it's the way the pattern's been. Mm-hmm. So do get therapy, and there is always hope for change. Now, hopefully until the day we die, there's hope for change. In those situations where there really is no hope for change, well, that's a problem. That's a real problem. Then you have to look at the relationship and see if it's something that is damaging to you or not. And sometimes relationships are, and there is a need to decide what you're going to do about that relationship.
Mm-hmm. A word, if you think, oh, I can't afford therapy. You know, all these universities, by and large, have psychological services clinics where graduate student psychologists in the making are being trained and supervised by fully licensed psychologists on faculty at that university, so you can get help at a very low cost, oftentimes cheaper than what you would pay through community mental health.
Although, you know, your mental health is extremely important. And if you're going to a coffee shop and spending, you know, close to $10 on a drink every day, you can certainly take that money and start using it towards therapy or buying one less something, because your mental health is important. I know for people who see me, it is expensive. That's the reality of it. But we're going to get down to your issues, and we're going to work hard on your issues because I have over 30 years worth of experience. Your mental health is important. Maybe buy one less outfit. Maybe, you know, there's something else that, or maybe you do have enough money and it's just worth it. But take care of your mental health. There are places, like Mary mentioned, there are places that have sliding scales. Insurance often reimburses. I know with my clients, typically you get reimbursed part of the payment anyway. Take advantage of that. You know, we pay for our insurance. So therefore, if you can get some kind of reimbursement, by all means do it. Okay, I want to jump to one more thing about this, this whole thing with the responsibility. When it comes to having children, many times parents complain because their children they are not assuming responsibility around the house. But on the other hand, parents aren't making them do it either. I tell all of my clients when their children turn 12, give them a laundry basket and show them how to do their own clothes. 12. And give them chores around the house. Vacuuming, cleaning the bathroom. I don't care if you have someone who cleans your house. Your children still need to learn how to be part of the household and take care of things. So when you're complaining about your children not doing things, I think it's important that you take a look at yourself and see, what am I expecting my child to do, and am I following through on it? Am I taking a stand on, yes, this needs to be done. You cannot go out today until you vacuumed. That's just the reality of it.
In closing, just want to make the point, you don't want to be one more relationship away from having 30 cats. So on that note, have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching.